Good evening, members of the media. We will get started. I'm joined by Kaizer Chiefs head coach, Coach Stuart Baxter. Coach, welcome back to Actionville.
Thank you.
Just your summary of the 90 minutes.
Yeah, good evening. The first half, we were very well aware of the fact that SuperSport are a good team, well drilled, very compact, break quickly, and ask questions of your defending. We were really well aware of that, and so we wanted to stretch them out in the first half. We wanted to get some spaces in between, and I have to say that we didn't do it very well. We gave the ball away far too much, and we made it a very, very difficult first half. The odd times that we did play well, we looked very good. The goal was a very, very good goal. We contrived to give an equaliser just before we went off the pitch. And so the half-time talk was about now try and use that space that we've opened up, defend a little bit lower, get that back line more active in terms of pumping and not allowing them so many balls down channels and free balls in the midfield and pressing better. So I thought the second half, tactically from the boys, was much, much better. I thought we looked much more dangerous. We got our players on the ball in more dangerous positions, and we defended more solidly as well. So I think they deserve lots of credit for the second half, and we'll all have a long, hard think about our quality in the first half.
I'll open up for some questions. Mazola, you can go ahead first.
Thanks, Brian. Congratulations, Stuart. Just on a little bit more on Bennett. I'm sure you were standing next to him. I think he gave quite an emotional post-match TV interview there around the criticism and that.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't hear his interview, but.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, he just on his person and his role at the club. Obviously, last season he got quite a lot of flack towards the end of his contract, then when it was renewed, there was still criticism around that. But you come in, you give him the armband. He's consistent again, even at his ripe age, and he's got the goals today and the man of match. Just a bit more on Bennett, because obviously you know him better than most of us.
Well, look, I mean, there are two issues. There are two issues there. Without wanting to sound not having a swipe at anybody, I just think that we're living and playing football in a time where, it's quick fixes and it's instant success. And when you've worked as hard and as long as Bernard has, it's very easy for people to say you're over the top, you're not up to it. And I've been saying that for quite a long time. They said that about Shaba about 7 years before he actually retired. And they said it about and they've said it about a lot of players who have come back and Ryan Giggs and have come back and proved people wrong. Now, I've just said that. So that's the one thing. I think we have to live with that as players and coaches, because that is the society and that is the world that we live in at the moment. I've just said to the players that they are privileged. They are privileged to have a senior professional like Bennett Parker, who puts in the shift that he put in tonight, who gets the 2 goals that win us the 3 points, and who is an absolute glowing example of the sort of players we want to produce in South Africa. Hardworking, humble, good team player, responsible in society. And for that reason alone, Bennett Parker is worth a place at Kaizer Chiefs. But he's more than that. He's still a very, very competitive player. When everybody's fit, will he play every game? I don't know. But certainly, Bernard is one of those players that is a pleasure to have around the club.
We'll go to David and then Chris.
Evening, Coach. Congrats on the win. It's David from Indiski Times.
Thank you, David.
I just wanted to ask, this looked like a performance that Keegan Dolly, that he was signed for. He assisted both goals and overall was a really good game from him. How would you rate his performance tonight?
No, Keegan. Look, the last 2 games, David, Keegan has been excellent. And it's easy to say he's been excellent because people see that he gets on the ball and he twists and turns and he gets away from people and his left foot puts people in from 35 metres. It's easy to see that. But Keegan Dolly, who's played in France, he's come back now to embellish the PSL, comes back and puts in a real shift in terms of his pressing. His pressing technique and his pressing intensity is excellent. And so people maybe don't see that. That's not so sexy. But for me, he's giving all-round performances. He's not just, the eye-catching things. And I think he's been excellent in the last 2 games.
Chris? Chris, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, it's unmuting and muting.
Okay.
Hi, Coach. Coach, before this match, Kaitano Tembo has credited you with being a very important cog in his development when you worked with him. Just a few words on how you have seen him now that you've been back for some time.
Yeah.
Have you seen him develop as a coach, and how he has come along?
Well, when I came to SuperSport, Kaitano was the obvious choice to be alongside me, and I said to him straight away, I said, look, I want you to develop a personality. I don't want you to be a yes, no, thanks. Develop a personality where you ask questions and we discuss football. And we may not agree all the time, but I want you to have a voice. And he had that voice, and he was a strong voice at times. But as soon as we walked into the squad, then it was just one voice, me and him together. So the first thing I saw in Kaitano was a strength of character and an integrity. And he carries that into his coaching. We can like Pep Guardiola's way of playing football and not so much Jurgen Klopp or Fred Bloggs or Stuart Baxter. And you can do that with a coach. But what you look at as well is you look at how does he lead his group? How does he get across his message? What do the players respect and like him? And for me, Kaitano is a good coach. He's clear in what he wants, and the results that SuperSport been getting are just, they bear witness to the fact that he's a competent coach now, and he's developed his own personality.
Taking the last 2 questions, starting with Fidel.
Thank you, Brian. Evening, coach, and congratulations on the 3 points.
Fidel. Thank you.
Thoughts on your defense today, considering how you conceded immediately after scoring a goal. And speaking of Bennett Parker, how do you shield players from social media abuse? Thank you.
Yeah, let me take that the opposite way around. I can't shield players from social media. What you can do is you can try to flag up for them the validity. In our world, I wouldn't dare criticise a brain surgeon on social media because I know nothing about it. But social media today, people are free to express their feelings, whether they're qualified or not. And that tsunami that then develops, I'm sure Bernard's experienced it. I've certainly experienced it. Stevie Gerrard was talking about it the other day, and we're all there now. What you can do is you can hope that people can deal with it, because we need to work and deal with what is actually happening now, not what social media will say if I'm not successful, or what they have said because they make me a scapegoat. So I think you can only prepare him for that. You can't shield him unless of course he has no social media like me, and then it's only what people tell you. And people are very, very often very willing to tell you you're being slaughtered on social media. Do you know? No, I didn't know that, but thanks for telling me. So that's the one. But the other one about the defence, the first half, I thought we were very poor. We didn't protect space properly. We didn't squeeze the lines properly, which meant the midfield players couldn't press the ball properly. So our defence, meaning the back four, was not very good the first half, and therefore the rest of the team couldn't defend properly. But they did really well in the second half because we went into a lower block. And when we went into a lower block without Bernard as an outlet, we had to play with just two up. And so there was lots of crosses coming in, and they defended their box really, really well. And so question mark over the first half, very good over the second half, and hopefully we'll stop these. I'm not going to call it a free gift. It was an own goal. I've not seen it again. So, but you're right. In a critical phase, we've allowed people back in the game far too often.
Zola, you can take the last one.
Thanks, Brian. Coach, I saw on the club's official site you've let Samir go home to be with his dad and do his rehab there. Just a little bit on that, and just how difficult is it going to be for your natural number nines to get into that team, given your front three that's doing quite well at the moment?
Yeah, well, we've had this idea of playing with the front three that are very mobile and quick and sometimes play through the middle a little bit more often than having three as two wingers and a number nine. So we've had that interchange and we've had that false nine sort of idea and allowing the fullbacks to get higher up the field and cross. And in the beginning, people were telling me, no, you must have a number nine. And I was even playing Samir as one of the flank players coming in to the box instead of receiving with his back to goals. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for Samir. He may take the role Bernard has, for example. That's the one he could be competing for, while Leo may be competing for the one Karma has, where Karma gets to drop down and get turned and arrive a little bit later. But I would love that headache at the moment, Mazola, but I don't have it. I don't have it. Sammy's been allowed to go home to be with his seriously ill father, and he's getting his rehab there. We're in contact with the doctors, and we did the same with Leo Castro, and Leo went very, very well. So we're allowing him that. I think it's correct and it's right to do that. And when he gets back, he's going to have to fight for his place.
Thank you, members of the media. That concludes the first half of the press conference, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.